Hey, what's up everybody? This is Flashback Toys and Collectibles, and today I'll be opening up a vintage Batman figure from 1989 made by the Toy Biz Toy Company. So this was the Batman figure that we got for the 1989 Batman movie starring Michael Keaton. And there is a look at the Batman figure with a couple of accessories inside there. Contains retractable bat rope, spear gun, and batarang. Bat rope hidden inside belt. So they're talking about this right here, which we will be checking out here in just a few. Let's take a look at the back of the packaging. Collect all your favorite movie characters: Batman, the Joker, and Bob the Joker's Goon. Then we have the Batwing and the Batmobile that would have been available back in the day, along with the Batcave. Hidden inside Batman's body is a unique retractable mechanism which activates his bat rope. Simply pull the line from his belt, attach the hook to a higher level, release the figure, and he moves up the bat rope. Create your own exciting Batman adventures. So one thing that I find pretty interesting with the artwork on the back of the packaging here is the Batman shown here is not the Batman on the front that's shown here. This Batman is actually the Kenner version of Batman that would have been sold in the early 1980s. And it looks like what they did with this figure is they repainted him black, and then added a battering mechanism to his belt area. So I guess this would be classified as false advertisement. So before I open this figure up, I wanted to show a quick comparison with the packaging on the Kenner version of Batman versus the Toy Biz version of Batman. So for some reason, the people that were in charge of the copyrights for Batman were not happy with the Toy Biz version of the Batman figure. I think they felt the sales were too weak, so they decided to go ahead and give the licensing back to the Kenner Toy Company, and that's when we ended up with the Dark Knight Collection, which gave a new version of Batman. So we had this guy in 1989, and this guy in 1990. Now the cool thing about this figure is that he does have some likeness to the Michael Keaton actor from the movie, where with this guy, there's not very much likeness with Michael Keaton. Now they did have a couple of variants of the Toy Biz version of Batman that all had different faces. For instance, this one here is known as the Square Jaw Batman, which has a very square-shaped jaw. And I will talk a little bit more about the other variants of the Batman figures made by the Toy Biz company a little bit later in the video. Okay, it's time to open this figure up. And to do this, I'm going to use an X-Acto knife to cut the bubble off the card back. That way I can keep the artwork intact. Now the bubble can be removed, and inside here is an inner bubble which Batman is resting inside of, so we can just pull him right out of there. And he has two accessories here that are taped down in place. So here's a look at everything that comes inside the packaging. We got the Batman figure, a batarang, a spear gun, and some instructions that show how to use the batarang with the belt. Here is a closer look at the Batman figure. So he's got some pretty good detail in the face there. Some cool looking muscles with the nice looking Batman logo on the center of the chest. And here's that retractable bat rope. So you can pull that out. That sucks him right up. And we'll test this feature out more here in just a few. Here's a look at the gloves. And the boots. And there's a look at the back side. Now let's check out the articulation. So the head can swivel back and forth. The arms can move up and down. And the legs can move up and down at the top. And also the knee can bend up and down. Not a lot of articulation, but a decent amount for toys from that time period. Here is a look at the cape, which is made of a fabric material. This has a collar built in that just snaps around the neck with ease. Let's go ahead and put this back on. Let's take a look at his weapons. So we got the spear gun, which looks like it can go in the right hand only because the left hand is in the closed position. So this is a pretty tight fit. So here's an up-close look at the spear gun. Now let's check out the batarang. So as you can see here, there's a loop on the back side of the Batarang that's open on one side, and this is where the bat rope can be attached. Then the Batarang can be held from the edge in the right hand, which again is a pretty tight fit. And now the bat rope can be pulled up to a higher point, and once I let go of the figure, he's going to go flying upwards. Let's try that again from a different angle. Wow, that's pretty fast. Alright, Joker, I'm coming for you. So this Batman figure really brings back a lot of memories, because back in 1989, I was only 10 years old, and I remember seeing this guy in the store shelves, and I couldn't wait to get him. And when I finally did, I was so excited. I remember playing with this guy all the time, and I would have some epic battles between the Batman and the Joker. The 1989 Batman movie with Michael Keaton, I still think is one of the best Batman movies ever. So as you can see here, there's at least 4 different variants of the Toy Biz Batman for the 1989 Batman movie. So they really couldn't make up their mind how they wanted Batman to look. So if we take a close look here, we can see the differences in the face. This figure here is smiling with the mouth open. This figure here has somewhat of a grin, but the mouth is closed. This figure here has a very square jaw, but the mouth closed. And this guy here seems to have a lot more detail in the lip area. So I believe this is the figure that most people say resembles Michael Keaton the most. And personally, out of all these Batmans, I think this one right here looks the best. But I would like to hear from you guys on which one of these Batman figures looks the best. So I will call this figure Keaton, this figure Square Jaw, this figure Mr. Grin, and this figure Mr. Happy. As far as the quality goes with this figure, it seems to be pretty good. The plastic doesn't feel cheap. Everything feels pretty solid at the joints. Nothing's too loose or too tight. I do like the fact that the knees do bend, so that gives him a couple more posing options than just standing straight. And the bat rope feature is really cool, and that was definitely one of my favorite features as a kid. Being able to pull out this bat rope and making Batman fly. Okay, it's now time for me to go. If you liked this video, if you could, hit that like button, and please subscribe. And have yourself a great day, and I'll see you next time.